Hello again, our viewers at home and abroad. We'd like to welcome you to this program. This is Providence Television International. My name is Emmanuel Egariba. And what is the program today? It's called Political Showcase. And we are going to engage a gentleman who serves in the government of Edo State under the leadership of Mr. Godwin Obaseki. He's going to throw light on quite a large number of issues. But first of all, I think it's important to welcome Mr. Nehikhare, the Honorable Commissioner for Communication and Orientation in Edo State. Chris, we'd like to welcome you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, Chris, let's start from the point where I think we should start from. How busy is your office?
Well, it's a lot of people underestimate the quantum of work that needs to take place in the Ministry of Communication and Orientation. Most people just consider it like it's a communications department and all we need to do is talk about government policies or talk about what government is doing or what government has done. But it goes a lot more than that. We're the supervising ministry for the Edo State Broadcasting Service, radio and television, and also the Nigerian Observer, which has recently been revamped. Okay. And in the next few weeks, we'll be having it back to daily. Right now, we have Observer twice a week. That's 2 editions, Monday to Thursday, 1 edition, and then we have the Weekend Observer Friday through to Sunday. So we print hard copies twice a week now, but we have a daily online service and the full functional office at Airport Road that has been revamped, remodeled, re-equipped, and it probably has the most beautiful and the most sophisticated printing press in the country right now. Okay. A lot of work is going on there, and we're very proud of what we've done for the Observer. Okay. So that's for the Ministry of Communication. And then we also have the documentation of government gazettes and other things, government policies, taking note of whatever is happening in all ministries across the spectrum. We deal with that to have at least have an idea where we're not so sure. We have to contact the supervising commissioner to give us proper briefing, and so that because we are asked most questions at any time, so we have to be on top of it, and that's for the communication aspect. We also have a little group called the Edo Communication Office, which helps us to monitor the internet, and the world is moving towards the social media. Yes. And so we have a group of young people that were employed in the last 2 or 3 years, all graduates, all came in through merit. We've trained them, and they're what I want to call them public servants, and they are not core ministry staff as they didn't come in as civil servants, but they are members.
Are they contract staff?
Oh no, they are full-time staff of Edo State government. Okay. And then there's also lineage for growth to go as high as they can go within the organization.
So you get feedback from them as per the social media?
We give them, yes, not just getting feedback from them now, they also put out things about government. Oh yes. Different pillars of government that government has set up, but the pillars, agriculture, welfare, social development, those pillars, they're specialized in different pillars and they talk about it. They also go with the governor to various places and feed the governors, field Facebook pages, WhatsApp, Instagram, and what you have it, and it's quite interesting. That we do for communication, and then we have, of course, they have the orientation under the same ministry. Orientation is actually one of the most important departments, but people keep to forget about it. Because the aim of orientation is to keep people in check, to remind people of things to do, like voter education, go and register, how to behave during election time. When there's an outbreak of different things, you have to tell people, wash your hands regularly, drive safely, have road courtesies. So the orientation department brings this thing up, trying to orientate our minds to be responsible citizens.
How do you relate to people in the rural areas as per this?
We have orientation officers in all 18 local governments. Okay. They are residents in the headquarters of the local government. And then most of them do a lot of contact to contact. When there are festivals, when there are ceremonies, they infiltrate the crowd, they talk to the crowd, they introduce themselves, and it's quite a busy department. And they bring reports back of what's happening when we have all these headers problem. Most of them bring report back to say this is exaggerated or this is underplayed, government needs to act, and then we have to escalate to different
Yes.
levels. So they're actually very effective, and it's a group I'm very proud of.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's quite a handful, really.
It is.
Talking about your portfolio.
It is.
Do you see yourself more as a public servant or a politician?
Well, I don't know what a politician really is. But right now I think I'm serving the public and I'm serving the people.
Yeah.
And I think I'll consider myself as a public servant. I didn't go all out to be termed a politician. You know the word.
Yeah, but you're holding a political office. I mean.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. And most of the time, it doesn't really. I like the word politician. It gives you some form of verve. It gives you a form of importance in the society, and it makes people believe you can affect their lives and all that when they say that man is a politician.
Oh.
But I don't think I've reached that level yet.
Oh, really?
No, we've got a long
so
way to
at
go.
what point do people really become politicians?
Depends on the impact they are able to have
Yes.
within their ecosystem.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm able to do that right now.
Yeah, but your contributions in that regard are viable.
Well, I'll expect,
particularly working for somebody like Godwin Obaseki.
Yeah, people may call me a politician, but I don't think, to me, when I look at politicians,
okay,
I look at the likes like Ambrose Ali.
Oh, okay.
And those are the sort of people. Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe,
Oyegu
perhaps, and even our governor now. I think think is one of the biggest politicians I've worked with. But they keep calling him, but he's a technocrat in politics and he's done exceedingly well.
Oh yes,
I think I'm just starting.
What are the things people do not like about Godwin Obaseki that you hear of?
We keep hearing your guy, and then whenever you ask, what team my Oga do you? The response only, let us chop. And unfortunately for them, I subscribe to that is politics.
Yes.
Of providing or making available to more of the people than to individuals. Okay. For a greater number of people to have the benefit of his policy than for it to be targeted on some people to be the beneficiaries of his actions. And so when we have that kind of situation, I don't think he's done anything wrong.
Okay.
So it's selfish interest.
All right.
Most of the clashes he's having, most of the negative things you hear is when people say, let us chop.
Okay.
And he won't let you chop because his philosophy, his thinking is completely different.
Does he get to hear such things?
Of course.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he hears it. And
how does he react?
And he's happy when people, when he discovers that it's out, not because he has been mean to you or mean to the majority of the people, but because you think you have not been able to steal from him or steal from the government. Okay. I use the word. So, of course, if if a child says, I don't like my dad, why? Because every day he tells to go to school. The father, well, good, I'm being effective. You cannot be an effective father if your child doesn't go to school and you now make breakfast and tell my son stay at home and watch television.
Okay.
You can't be effective. But when the father insists that you must go to school, you must make the grades, that's when you're an effective father.
Good.
And that's what Obaseki is doing.
Now, this issue you just talked about, will that be the genesis of the problem he had with the people within the party that created frictions and all sorts of things?
Well, within PDP, lots of the leaders felt they were not carried along.
In quotes?
In quotes, yes.
Okay.
Being carried along connotes so many things. Either he made decisions and they were not part of the decisions, or then he's the one that's governor and the buck lies with him.
Yeah.
But in politics, it means really that he has not brought the resources for us to determine how the resources should be utilized. And that's the bottom line. In
other words, he has parted with the old order.
He's started he's been a massive paradigm shift, started a new order, is directing resources to where resources should be. And then it's different from what politicians are used to, those we call the older politicians are used to, whereby they hold those stage, either the governor or the council chairman. When the council allocation comes, they call the council chairman, they sit around the table with him and determine how the council allocation should be shared. And in most cases, contractors are not paid, teachers are not paid, schools are not paid. They insist that, okay, you got 100 million this month. You have to give us, if there are 10 that call themselves super leaders, like when we were younger, we used to hear themselves calling themselves all these sorts of names. They will determine, we are all taking 5 million this month. Oh. They don't care how the council chairman is going to fulfill all that obligation.
Yeah.
And then the previous governors also used to kowtow to them, you know, and even hand over the state internal generated revenue to them to be the ones who gather and then pay to a state a certain percentage.
Yeah,
you know,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
So that is the crux of the friction. When a government came in that knew what it was doing, knew its onions, and cut it off.
These people who stayed away from Godwin, are they still viable within the party, or the command structure has been weakened to the extent that you don't hear of them anymore?
Oh no. First and foremost, I don't think within the party right now we have one unitary command, which is led by the state chairman, and of course the leader of the party being the governor. So those you used to hear that used to call themselves one legacy or non-legacy and all that, majority of them are no longer within the party. And of course the party is not going to work or plan around them. A lot of those same people have actually come back into the fold because they believe in the party, and most of them were actually not happy because they wanted to get their own ambition, fulfill their own ambition. So they thought they could go through the other route. As soon as that collapsed, which is normal in politics, once that collapsed, you go to the core of the party, which is where most of us, well, all of us are now.
Okay.
Only a few that is carrying on with this battle, and we hear it regularly. Some of those have come back into the party fold that were you considered me anti-Obaseki earlier, and they say, well,
okay. Were they welcomed back with open arms?
Of course, there was never a time, because you must understand this. In politics, everybody does not have to agree with you.
That's true.
And then also, you must also respect people's personal ambition and personal opinion.
Okay.
When personal opinions and ambitions clash, that's when we have what we had at the time.
Okay.
Now, we all have the same goal now, to have a PDP government in power post-Obaseki.
Okay.
So those that are actually reasonable and also believe in the party, they all came back to the party to achieve that game.
Are they more in number?
And you can never say it's more in number, because we keep having influx of people from different. Those that were in politics before, they've all joined. Okay. Those that were in politics before, they've all come. Those that were in APC have come. Those that were so there's how will I call it? There's a complete flow all the time. It's like a stream.
Right.
It never stops, and there is no dam to stop it. So the stream keeps flowing.
Keeps going.
It keeps going.
Very good.
Going and going.
Very good. Godwin Obaseki, people describe him as an enigma. What kind of man is he? I mean, is he grossly misunderstood, for example?
I don't think he's misunderstood. Obaseki is very deliberate.
Okay.
Deliberate, is strategic. And then what baffles people the most is his simplicity. If you look at him, you see him, he's been governor for 8 years. Even before he became governor, we all know the success he made in his business world.
All right.
He doesn't wear expensive watches.
Yeah.
He doesn't excessively spend money on frivolities. And he's been doing that for years.
So it's part of him.
It's part of him. It is who he is. He is who he is. And then, unfortunately for a lot of people, he's a perfectionist. So he can drive you to achieve that thing. And then there's one thing as a leader which he has that most leaders don't have. He doesn't argue with you. If you want something done and you have an opinion, he hears you out.
Does he believe in superior argument?
All the time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, he has also, some time ago, there was a property, someone mislabeled to him, and I did the correction, and he argued it that, no, that's not right, this is so. Then I backed off. I didn't want to argue.
Okay.
A few hours later, he saw me and said, oh, Chris, you were right.
All right.
That person were, and that to me opened me up like, oh, good, this is the kind of man I want to work for. Because most leaders, even though they know you're right, they won't say it. And he said it not just to only me, that there were like tens of people there, and he said it that, Chris, you were right.
Okay. So that made you happy?
Extremely. And that's the kind of person he is.
Okay.
So he doesn't say because I'm governor, I'm right all the time. No.
I mean, look at Benin, for instance. I mean, there are structures you can see all over the place. Which one is closest to his heart?
I think all of them.
All of them?
Because everything is done. If you look at the supply where we have the Benin City Mall, where we have the the Museum of West African Art, and if you look at the passion it talks about these projects, the passion it talks about there, and the reasons.
Yeah, that's the Benin City Mall we are seeing there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes.
You see,
yes.
when you look at when you look at the passion it describes these projects and what went into achieving this, then you will know that everything is deliberate and strategic. You know, so I think I wouldn't be able to say this is his best or this is not his best. For every single one, the College of Education of Agriculture in Aguriaki, the School of Nursing on Sapley Road, you know, all these things, the education hub going on in Urubi.
I heard people who are saying that they would like to destroy the mall or something.
It's unfortunate when we have leaders that couldn't achieve something, instead of them to be happy, they become very bitter and make irresponsible statements. And I'm sure the former governor made that statement. We'll be regretting it today because there was so much bitterness in him when he was making that statement in a rally. And the way the Edo people came out to condemn it, you know, I was glad because this is the former governor tried to build ShopRite, as simplistic thing, ShopRite he called it. And then your successor has built a Benin City shopping mall with so many shops in it, including ShopRite, and you say you want to destroy it. It's unfortunate and it's unacceptable. Good. You know, and I think I'm sure in due course it will apologize to Edo people for being so flippant.
Right now, Governor Obaseki, what will you imagine that is going to finish very well? Yes. What are you looking at? What aspect of his administration will enable that?
It's the level of development, what he has brought to Edo, the growth, the massive and astronomical growth in IGR. Not because he increased tax, no, but because he has expanded it. And how was this done? Like I said, it's always strategic. He brought in businesses that employed our people. Okay. And these businesses, when you employ people, those people pay taxes. And the taxes, they look like the palm oil program. Heads up, Edo State palm oil program. It's probably one of the biggest in West Africa today. Okay. You know, which you brought in. That brought in about $250 to $300 million into Edo State economy. It's in Orion. Okay. You know, and then Dupril, the makers of Indomie, they're also here. And then we have ethanol plants too already. We have modular refineries, at least 2 modular refineries, and the third one also being built right now, all in Edo State.
In what areas is he not scored high?
I think in servicing party leaders.
Oh.
I think when you,
what of the other political parties? What are they looking at?
That's why you see they find it very hard to campaign.
Okay.
Because whatever they describe they want to do, it's already been done. I heard the Labour Party candidate say he was going to put 192 primary health centers across the city, across the state, in all the wards. And this is what we have done. And then we also discovered that our people don't like the word primary health center because they think it's degrading, is below, and that is why today we call them neighborhood clinics.
Okay.
So you see, this is a government that, and since we started calling neighborhood clinics, and we also educated them that our neighborhood clinics are better equipped than their private hospitals they visit those doctors in. They're better equipped. You know, and now they believe it. And then what we've done also, where the health insurance scheme which was introduced, the PACs or the neighborhood clinics are part of the
scheme.
Yes. You know, even some of the private clinics are also part of the scheme. So, but usually the one nearest to your house. You know, so in the health center we've done marvelously well.
Okay.
And then we are doing the Stella Obasanjo Hospital to over a 300 bed hospital. For the inpatient, the outpatient one is completely done with all modern equipment, all fitted.
Yeah, Chris, I'll quickly ask you this. With all this on ground, one may think that is why Governor Obaseki is so emotive when it comes to who should succeed him, because he will want some kind of continuity. Is that right? Is that why he's...
It's not just him. It's not him. It's not just him who's emotive. All Edo people are emotive.
Okay.
We are all interested in who will carry on with the legacy of this man, because it's brought into governance something different. All these things I'm just trying to talk to you about now were not done with fanfare.
Oh yes.
They were not done with fanfare. They were done because Edo needed to have these things done. You know, and recent people say, if he has done all this, why don't we hear about it? And then I always reply, you do, but because of the political rift, the political class is supposed to also share this news to their constituents. Because they were not happy with him, they now share the negative aspects. You know?
Yeah, but why doesn't he step up action on publicity and things like that?
It's not like he calls himself, commissioner is for commissioners.
Is that what he says?
That's what he says, yeah.
Oh.
You see, the truth is, you are demeaning the office of governor who provides these things for people with their resources, and then it makes fanfare as if he's using personal resources. To him, he thinks it's demeaning the office. You know, he has provided it because you have cooperated with him, you have paid your taxes, you've paid your dues, you have elected him government. The least he can do is to, the vision is sold to you during the campaign. That vision should become visible to you, and those are the things he's provided, and when you see them, you should accept it.
Yeah, okay. Now, it's almost there for exit. And he has his eyes, obviously, on Dr. Udalo. Right. What kind of man is Udalo?
Well, when he has his eyes on it, no, he doesn't have his eyes on it. Udalo is his party man.
Okay.
It's from his political party. And then recently he also told us they've been friends for over 40 years.
Okay.
So there's a matter of trust, matter of I know this man, and then don't also forget Udalo has been very successful in all his endeavors he has done before this time. What better person do you place your legacy on to carry on with?
How close are they? I mean, in terms of
I think the new each other since university days.
Okay.
So they must be good friends.
All right.
You know, and then. Well, then, and for the Obaseki, no, just being good friends is not for enough for him to say I like you or you're doing well. You must have shown beyond reason that you are capable of doing whatever assignments he wants to give to you.
Okay.
And you know, and this assignment that Godwin is getting, it was not an assignment. Godwin requested to do it, and then he believed in it, and that is why he has thrown his weight behind it, because he believes the man is capable.
What was the configuration like? Did he approach Udalo, or it was the other way around?
I don't think either one approached anyone. What I think happened, Udalo believed Obaseki had done well,
okay,
and he would want to carry on with Obaseki's administration, which Obaseki has done, because Udalo was also the chairman of our Udalo group.
Okay.
You know, so was able to also assist this government, to bring in investors, to bring in people to talk about, to advise the government on what government to do. And government did as much as they could, and Udalo believed that was being done. So when it was time to hand over, you know, it's how will I call it? It's a terminal date. The governor has to hand over, and if you are interested, you have to show interest. Nobody will come and meet you to come and become governor. Nobody will do that. You have to show interest, and you have to have the capacity and the ability to want to be able to convince people that you want to do it. So, and then luckily for us, we got the party ticket, and then.
So he didn't pick Udalo single-handedly. That's what you're saying.
It's impossible to pick anybody single-handedly.
Okay.
It's impossible.
Okay.
Especially in our party.
Good. Now you are in a position where you can pound your chest and say, yes, it's a done deal. The election coming up. Is that right?
Oh no! It's never a done deal. It's never a done deal until the last count is done. The announcement is made, and then we are working day and night to make sure Edo people know what's at stake. You know, it's between competence, capacity, and ability against lions and tigers, against the past, that's where we are,
Yes, Mr. Commissioner, we would like to ask you this. It's very important on a program such as this. What do you think of the opposition, for example? How strong are they?
Well, I think with all due respect to all the other political parties, I think we have two parties that we could call opposition. We have the APC and then we have the Labour Party. The APC, I think right now they are their biggest problem. They're carrying a weight, a tag of incompetence that has been prevailed in that party since 2015. The President Buhari's APC government attempted to kill the economy, and the Tinubu government has finally murdered the economy. And Edo people are afraid, and rightly so, that if they bring in an APC government into Osadebe Avenue, the death of the economy that has happened at the national will be visited to us here in Edo. And then to make matters even worse for them, they have a candidate that has no charisma, that doesn't appear competent, that doesn't appear ready to do the job. So for that, I don't think much for them. Then for the Labour Party, it's like a child who's actually very clever, from a rich home, arrogant, lives within a small segment of the street, and then he believes he now knows the whole town. Okay. So I don't think the Labour Party, to me, there's a strong rumor saying they're actually in place to play the spoiler role, to try to steal votes from PDP so that APC can sneak in. I don't think the party right now, as it is constituted, is strong enough to win the governorship. So they are just there right at the play spoiler role.
It's a one-horse race, you think?
There's no, I don't believe in one-horse races. If it's a one horse, there's no race. The horse will just stroll. So we are also battling. We believe Edo people are clever enough to know what's good for them.
Well, I'm sure, professionally speaking now, we'll give others some opportunities to also come and talk, if they are willing. What kind of election are you looking at? I mean, this is an all-circle election, for example. All eyes will be on Edo State. What's your take on that?
Well, I think we've reached a stage now where elections must be free, fair. Not just that, we've seen also to be free and fair. Everybody has to play their own role properly. Okay. And we're not asking for much. All we're asking for is for let the elections hold, let people be allowed to vote, express their things, let the police be neutral, let INEC do their work, let those that come to supervise elections do their work, and let people just go to the election, police and vote. We are not really worried about, not worried. I think we are more worried of people being restricted from expressing themselves. Okay. If people come out to express themselves, I think everybody will accept the results.
That's right. That's
the right results. So we are advocating for free, fair, credible elections. That's all.
Election. Good. And you believe, as the INEC chairman said, that this will be a free election?
It has to be.
Yeah.
You see, Edo people are very intelligent. Okay. They don't want to be cheated, and they will not allow to be cheated.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Chris. I'm sure this before the election we might have another opportunity to talk with you.
That would be nice.
It's not a one-time shot, but let me inform our viewers that on set today has been Chris Nehikhare. Big man. He almost dwarfed me, really. You can see the picture there. I thought I was big enough, but he has put me wrong. Chris is he's a great guy. He's very approachable and very comely. So Chris Nehikhare has been our guest today on the program Political Showcase on this station, and the station is Providence Television International. He has spoken about his principle. He has spoken about the candidate of the party, Dr. Udo Udalo, and is very convinced that all things going well, PDP will be tops.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. My name is Emmanuel Egariba. As I keep saying, please may the best candidate win. All my love and prayers. Bye now. Ah.